Hey there, welcome to Old Man Runner. In today's video, I'm going to review the Adidas Adizero Prime X Strung. First, I'm going to put them on the turntable and review their specifications. Then I'm going to review them and show some clips of me running in them. Finally, I'm going to see if I can recommend them. I bought this shoe for 3 reasons. 1, a viewer, Lifeforce, recommended them. 2, I wanted to pick a shoe to run the virtual New York City Marathon in. 3, well, the third is more complex, and I'll go into some detail. I ran the Berlin Marathon in 2022 about a month ago. Before the race, Adidas sent an email to pretty much everybody as far as I can tell, promising them to send them a carbon fiber shoe if they would provide some details and review the shoe. And that kind of interested me, and I did all the stuff, filled in all my details, and I didn't get the shoe. I made a video about all of that, which I'll link at the end. And in coming up to this run, I thought, well, you know, I wasn't really very happy with that. So I thought I'm a member of some Adidas club and I can run for 60 days and return the shoe. So I decided, I'll run this marathon, review this shoe in this marathon, then return it and get a refund. When I review shoes, I usually show a running video at this point. But in this instance, it's one run and done. The original Adidas deal that they welched on was to run a marathon, they'd supply a shoe, run the marathon, and report back. So I decided that's exactly what I was going to do. Get the shoe, take it out of the box, run a marathon, make a video, box it up, ship it home. So today there's an overview first, then a little bit of running footage, and then I'm going to go through a surprising problem that developed on the run. To begin with, let's put the shoe on the turntable and look at its specifications. Adidas say that the shoe weighs 255 grams or 8.99 ounces in a UK size 8.5. This shoe is a US 12.5, FR 47 and 1/3, UK size 12, JP 305, CHN 290. In this size, it weighs in the left shoe 320 grams or 11.5 ounces, and in the right shoe 312 grams or 11.0 ounces. It has a 49.5 millimeter stack height. It has an 8 millimeter drop. Adidas say this about the shoe. Adizero Prime X Strung is our first ever Adizero running shoe with a strung upper. Strung is a textile innovation that transforms athlete data into a dynamic material tuned to the athlete's needs. It makes it possible to map and program different fiber properties thread by thread. With a flexible and lightweight seamless cocoon feeling around the foot, Strung helps optimize your comfort and supports you in breaking your personal best on long distance runs. The Strung upper is fused to a Prime X outsole packed with carbon energy rods and 3 layers of Light Strike Pro for a responsive run. Let's review the shoe and see if what Adidas says is true. Adidas make a big thing of the Strung upper, which they describe as follows. Designed without limitations to amplify the key features of the record-breaking Adizero range and to push the limits of technology, the data-driven X Strung upper is coded thread by thread. Achieved with precise use of material, the upper provides a seamless, lightweight cocoon around the foot, providing runners comfort and support. It's very breathable. The upper in the shoe I really like. I love the laces, they pull very easily. The tongue is fantastic, slight splay so it covers your forefoot. The heel tab is great, very lightweight, pops up to really easy to get the shoe on and then fold down. The liner inside is locked in place, but yeah, it's a great upper on this shoe. The midsole is full of foam, lots of foam, and then the carbon fiber rods that you can actually see going through it with a thin outsole of continental rubber. I was surprised when I was reading Adidas' specifications that the Prime X Strung is ever so slightly heavier than the Prime X. It is 255 grams versus 251 grams. Not enough to make any particular difference, but I actually thought it would be lighter, which it isn't. Of, I suppose, more concern is it's 312 grams or 11.01 ounces in my size, and that's compared to 249 grams or 8.80 ounces in my Metaspeed Sky Plus, my ASICS shoes. That's actually quite a big difference, but the shoe didn't feel heavy and it fit really true on my feet. I love the look of the shoe. I love the visible energy rods. I like the bold Adidas graphics and logo. I really like the colour in the shoe, the off-white Legend ink and the Pulse lilac. It's the only colour it's available in, but yeah, for me, a great looking shoe. The shoe costs €280, 300 US dollars, 230 pounds sterling, 420 Australian dollars. At that price, it's a bit more expensive than most of the shoes, which in euro come in at about 250 for me, but it's a bit less than the Alphafly 2. The thing is that the use case of this shoe is very limited, which I'll go on to, so that can have an impact on the value proposition. At 49.5 millimeters stack height, This shoe contravenes World Athletics regulations, which specify a maximum of 40mm stack for road racing. And this reduces the use case severely. You could use it in training or non-World Athletics events. For me, I wouldn't use these in training. I wouldn't use these in an official race. I wouldn't go around any corners in them because of the stack height. I wouldn't try and set a personal best. I wouldn't feel it was valid. And so the use case for me is pretty much a flat, straight run where I wasn't particularly bothered about setting personal best, and for which these were ideally suited for my virtual New York City marathon through the centre of Ireland. I decided to put the Primex back to back with the Alphafly 2, and superficially the Alphafly 2 looks like it's about the same stack height, but the sides of the foam of the midsole of the Alphafly 2 wrap around your foot, and so you sit more into it. In reality, you're sitting much higher on the Primex. The interesting part is when you turn around and face the heels, how much wider the Alphafly 2 is at the rear, and as a result, how much more stable. I'll show some images of me running on my virtual New York City marathon through the centre of Ireland. Initially, everything went fine. I was nervous about the high stack, but I decided to take them out of the box and use them on the transportation all the way and get used to them. And I did. I was fine. I didn't feel remotely uncomfortable in them. The grip was really good with Continental grip on the outsole. The surface was wet and there was a lot of wet leaves, and actually I felt very comfortable in the grip in the straight line. The upper was extremely comfortable throughout. I had no problems with the Strung upper. It was really good, and shoe was easy to put on, easy to take off. And at 15 kilometers, I started to notice that the shoe is actually quite firm, and that was less comfortable, but not a problem. At kilometer 24 of my virtual race, I decided to try and run a kilometer that would be like a kilometer if I was running the Berlin Marathon. And I had my watches covered up because I was trying to run without knowing the pace or indeed the time, so they were covered up. So there were kilometer markers, and I just went at kilometer 24 to 25 at a pace that I felt comfortable and thought would be kind of what I would be doing in a marathon. At that point, where you're at the cusp of getting really tired, you've already run over half marathon. So I tried to do that and then compare it to what I had done in my Metaspeed Sky Pluses in the Berlin Marathon. And the results were slightly surprising. One was that I did run a kilometer 24 and kilometer 24 to 25 in this was a second faster than kilometer 23 to 24 in the Berlin Marathon. And in the Berlin Marathon in the Sky Plus, I did 177 steps per minute and a stride length of 1.03. And in these, I did 182 steps per minute and a stride length of 1.01. I was surprised by that. I thought the stride length would be longer, but actually the pace was pretty similar. So yeah, for me, these are a fast shoe, comparable with the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus. I started to notice a bigger problem at about 18 kilometers into the race. I mean, the shoe was firm, but okay, but I started to notice that my left ankle was hurting. And I didn't know why. It felt like it had rolled over, and that's the danger in high stack shoes of rolling over, but I didn't think it had rolled over. I didn't feel that I had any moment, but it felt sore as if it had rolled over. I ran on with some difficulty, but it was fine. Not enough to ruin the race, but enough to make me want to ease the pace back. And you can see the problem if you look at some of the pictures and in the thumbnail, but I'll go through it by looking at the shoes post-race. I was here packing up the shoes to send them back to Adidas, put the shoes down on the table in front of me, and I happened to notice that the left shoe was leaning over. I took some pictures of it and I've stuck a level on the table, but you can see that it's leaning over significantly. Both you'd expect to slightly lean in perhaps, but one is leaning that way, severely, the left one. And you can see in some of the videos I made, I could rock it really easily, whereas I couldn't with the right shoe. You can see it in the early runs in the thumbnail I made in the last video, where early on even my left leg is leaning over slightly. I didn't notice it when I was running, and I certainly noticed the pain after about 18k. I was very impressed when I did take the shoe off to see how little wear there was on the Primex. The outsole was in perfect condition. None of the Continental rubber was marked in any particular way. So yeah, a long-lasting shoe and no wear and tear apart from, the leaning tower Pisa effect. I chose this shoe and made this video because I wanted to keep my side of the Adidas packed. So I did that. I was going to send the shoe back anyway, but in the end I sent it back for a completely different reason. The right shoe was, well, all right, and the left shoe was all wrong. I don't know why. It's probably an isolated incident. Should you buy these shoes? Well, the use case is severely limited. They are quite expensive, but they are fast, and at least one of them, the right hand shoe, was really comfortable to run in. So if the use case suits your needs, then yeah, these are worth buying. Just make sure you get a matching pair. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, it'd be great if you hit the like button. As always, there'll be lots of stuff down in the description below, and I'll happily answer any questions you pop into the comments. There'll be a big blue subscribe button popping up there, and some rated videos there. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.